Well, hey there YouTube, Logan with Hideaway Homestead here, coming to you today with a video on duck and duck water. It's been a hot minute since I made a video of any kind, so strap in for this one. I'm going to go into a lot of detail about what I do with water with my ducks. Alright, so here we have our big water that I had in with them when the chickens were in there, and this was just deep enough that they could get their sinus cavities into the water, but I would normally try to supply them with something else if I could. And this is what I've swapped to now since we've got just ducks. These are just milk containers with the tops cut off, and as you can see, absolutely filthy. This is day old water. You know, this was put in yesterday, and the ducks would do the same thing with this. The thing about it is even if you keep things where ducks can't get in them, they still get it dirty. Now, the reason that I like doing the milk jugs, and this is for adult ducks, with babies, there is a slight chance that you might get one in there and it drowned. It's extremely low risk. I think that once they're big enough to reach into these containers, there's no chance of them drowning. But just as a disclaimer, I don't want anybody having some ducks die on them because, you know, they saw that they were supposed to, or that they could use these, and it turned out to be a bad idea. So anyway, I've got my plants here. I've got all kinds of different stuff in here. I've got hybrid poplars. I've got hybrid willows growing. It's right next to the duck coop. And I've got some comfrey in here, but for now, all this dirty water, I'm just dumping it in here because all of these plants are gonna absorb the nutrients. And then I'm gonna wash this stuff out. Some of it's got some little slop in there. But I'm gonna show y'all what I do with these and how I allow my ducks to have a lot of the benefits of having a pond without having a whole lot of water and a whole lot of mess. So I'm doing about one of these per 4 to 5 ducks. I've got more than just this. This is as many as I could handle right now to be able to come out here and show y'all. So let's head over to the little aquaculture system over there and fill these up. All right, so I just rinsed them out, and the most important thing, of course, is a little dirty on the outside, but the most important thing is just to get most of the stuff from the inside, get all the dirt out, make sure this is nice and clean. And here I've just got a gravity-fed siphon here, and I'm just gonna fill up this container with water. I've got several. Normally I'm not doing this with one hand. I'm carrying a bunch of them and doing it all one time, so it's a lot more efficient. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you all my system here. I should grow another arm or have a clip for this or something. Like I said, when you're doing it without holding the camera, it makes it a lot easier. I'm just gonna set that down here where I can fill it up. But as you can see down here, I've got this area where there's some goldfish and there's tons of azolla and a few other floating plants here. This is the sump. This is where I've got my pump at, and it's feeding up into the area up above it here where I've got a lot of water hyacinth and some more azolla and other plants. And then it feeds over into this tank where this is my live well. If I ever have any fish that I want to hold on to for a minute, I can throw them in here, and they're separate from the goldfish and the mosquito fish and everything else, and it returns back here. So pause this real quick. All right, it was overflowing there and I had to go ahead and get it done. But I'm hoping that this will show up on camera here where you can see this is pond water basically in these containers. And as you can see, there's some suspended algae in there. There's some little creatures like Daphnia swimming around in the water and other microorganisms. So the ducks are gonna eat that. They eat a ton of that stuff. And of course we've got the pond plants. Now, the microorganisms are not going to account for a lot of their diet, but I mean, it's something nice to have in there. It's more natural, right? So what I do along with that, I'll take like a handful of azolla here or more, and that goes into this on the top. And you know, in some of it I might throw like a water hyacinth or something. Okay, so basically we've made a little pond inside this jug. And this is pretty quick because, I mean, you see the amount of plants that I've got in here. And all this can be made a lot prettier. This is just a prototype that I was working with. But once you figure out exactly what it is that you want, you can put a facade around these IBC totes, or, you know, do something completely different to make it look prettier if you wanted to have it in a backyard. If you're doing it on a farm or a homestead scale, a lot of times that stuff doesn't matter, but wanted to throw that out there. But anyway, got all kinds of aquatic plants there. Putting them in this, I'm gonna fill up the rest of these and we're gonna take them to the ducks. All right, so here we are in with the ducks. We got them closed up. We've been having babies coming. We had a mom that hatched out. She only hatched out 2, but all these others are on really large nests. But one good thing about this is small enough you can move it around in the coop if you've got them closed up, so that way they're not getting one area just sopping wet. But you know, you can put them anywhere. I'm just gonna put it here for the video. And you can see it's not a pond, but hey, at least they get them some nice plants and eat that, and they get to drink pond water like they normally would. And it's not a lot of work when you've got all this set up, especially in an area where you're you're real close to the coop. It can all be done pretty quickly. If I wouldn't have had the camera, I mean, it would have been done in like a minute. All you're doing is you're just filling up the water, you know, washing them out, filling up the water, putting the plants in, and then when it comes time to dump them, you can dump the nasty water on your plants. And it's, you know, pretty much a closed system at that point. But anyway, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, or you liked it, please leave a like. If you've got any questions or comments, you can drop those down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. Appreciate all y'all watching, and we'll see you in the next one.